Welcome back, everybody, to the Quake Pro League. This is week 13, last week of regular season play. I am 40 Lions, alongside the one and only ZSX. We've had 3 series done and dusted in the books, and we got dramiS and Effortless coming up next.
Should be a good one. We've seen these two players have fairly erratic seasons. I felt that Effortless was on the up and up or progressing. He's still, unfortunately for him, down towards the relegation zone, whereas dramiS, everyone had a lot of high hopes for, particularly off the back of stage 2. Stage 3 was a little bit more tepid, and unfortunately this one, he's not progressed as other people may have expected. So whilst he's not, I mean, he's kind of in danger of relegation as well. So saying that, yeah, he's scrapping for his life.
So I'm not a mathematician because I grew up in America and my education is terrible, but I think dramiS and Effortless both sit at 8 map wins. xanaku, with his victory earlier, the 2-1, puts him at 8. So if there's a clean sweep either way for either one of these players, it works out to some crazy math about xanaku maybe getting out of relegation. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Whether a clean sweep is possible for either of these players, I don't really know. I think they're pretty close in terms of skill. I mean, both players have been gradually getting better and better throughout the weeks, but we'll see. I mean, that's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. I mean, xanaku, we saw him earlier, a bit of a close shave, but he pulled it off 2-1 to kind of give himself the best chance to get out of relegation. But it all comes down to this, dramiS and Effortless, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I always love seeing the NA boys play, Dan.
Yeah, it will be a good one. They both have very exciting play styles. Both can be incredibly hit and miss, but their favoring of aggression and good mechanics often leads to some exciting gameplay. So hopefully it should play out that way, because it's a relegation match. You never know. They might retreat in themselves a little bit more, play slightly more reserved, but that could then lead into some interesting strategy as well. Either way, hopefully it'll be a good one, because as you said, it means a lot to both these players.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those big matches that impacts seeding immensely here moving forward. So I think we might be able to get into the pick bands, and that might give us a clearer picture of what exactly we have in store. If we take a look, we got Awoken's Ruins of Sarnath and Molten Falls. In terms of the picks, it looks like Sorlag versus Athena on Awoken. That could be brutal. I think Athena is probably actually a good counter pick to Sorlag on that one. Slash versus Keel. That's my boy out there. Pineapples, a little bit of citrus. Dan, what do you think? Nyx and Scale on Molten.
Wow, these are some crazy picks all around. Whenever you see such a discrepancy with the light versus the heavy, it can be chaotic, and that's what we have every single matchup. First one, I would traditionally favor the Sorlag, but Athena has a lot of unique qualities to her game. The problem is, you just suffer. You can get bullied so easily. We saw Kuda bullying Avek earlier, and he had the stroll. So whittle down that stack even more, and you can see the problems that arise. So you're gonna have to play a very rail heavy game, utilize the long mid-range damage effectively, and play smart. Ruins Slash is a bit more effective up against Keel, just because you have so much more speed. That might be an easier take for Effortless, but then you can play Ruins incredibly slow, manage the choke points, and if a Slash runs into a Keel and a choke point, I think you know which way that fight's going to go. And then Molten, definitely going to see a slower pace of Effortless on with the Nyx. Molten's a good map for Nyx, though. dramiS might find it hard to lock Effortless down in that case, but either way, it's going to be very fun. Never seen this discrepancy across all 3 maps before.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. I'm interested to see kind of that Nyx utilization on Molten Falls. Kind of, I imagine Effortless being a pest with a rail, and then even if he gets up close and has to hit the panic button to kind of olay that bull rush, he absolutely can do that, kind of mitigating any kind of shoulder damage or charge damage coming out of dramiS. That could be just a huge nuisance. But we will see how it all shakes out. Again, something to keep an eye on. Potential clean sweep either way for these players. That will somehow affect xanaku. Again, my math is terrible, but I know it's a thing. So predictions, now that we've seen the champ picks and maps.
Oof.
I agree.
I'm going to say 2-1 Effortless.
2-1 Effortless. I could see that. I'm going to say, I mean, again, picking with my heart, right? I'm going to say 3-0 dramiS, but by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. I think it's going to be crazy because it'll just throw everything out of whack. That's what chat wants to see. They want to see some drama. They want to see it mixed up. We'll see. I mean, Effortless is not going to let that happen for sure. But
I might add, you don't really have any hair in your chin since you just got rid of it.
True.
So
it's weird. Yeah, I went to go get a cup of tea and it fell down. I don't know what happened.
Burnt it off.
Yeah, I need my jitterbug so I can call emergency services. But I heard the sound, and that means we're going to get into the arena shortly. Again, the 4th set for the day. It's going to be the NA boys Effortless versus dramiS holding it down. Map number 1 shortly. Predictions are in. Chat, get hyped. We got a lot more Quake coming up. This is just the midway point for the day. Big day. This set in particular affects the seedings directly for relegation. So you need to see the best play from these two players. Is in the back of their minds. I think they know they might be on the chopping block, depending on how it all rolls out. But let's get into it right meow. Awoken Athena versus Sorlag. Dan, I'll let you do the honors.
Thanks, man. So kind of you. Starting over on dramiS. Up on the Athena. Again, he's going to have to play very good positioning, get hold of that rail early. Doesn't want to be taking any man fights up against the Sorlag. And already picking up that rail, but since he has eaten a rail already, he's going to have to be slightly more cautious than he ever would otherwise. Again, he has to use those grapples relatively conservatively as well. Doesn't want to be caught with his pants down and no grapples to fall back on. Nice rails from Effortless early on.
Really good rails there. That 25 will take dramiS out of rail range for the time being. The heavy will certainly help. There's the hook through. Tons of speed as the spit will land, and that's actually going to give Effortless not only damage, but positional information. He should be able to trap dramiS if he wants to. Instead, he's going to go down by the drive-through window, pick up the resources there, make his way over to the power-up as dramiS will set up position on the T-con area. Middle of the map is always fantastic. Lots of sound cues, lots of ability to play off your opponent here. As he tries to go for maybe a cheeky fadeaway rail shot. Both players missing on their rails. dramiS overextending a little bit. Effortless was ready with that LG fantastic combo into the rail, but dramiS with a very fortunate spawn drops back onto his rail. The hook will get canceled by that rail shot from Effortless. And the whew.
Close, but still in it. Nice rails from dramiS. This is the way he's going to play. You see him already reverting to that style, which is exactly what he needs to do. He's very early for this heavy though. Effortless could be moving into the mid-range, but decides not to. Takes a steep peak rail and just decides to back off. Not healthy enough to commit. Slow tempo so far.
Yep. Yeah, trying to stalk his prey here. Trying to hunt down this dinosaur, needs to get some free damage unreturned so he can even the stack. That rocket into the hook, and okay, that's one way to do it. Up close and personal, takes him out. Just a huge burst of damage as he tries to get around the corner. A little bit of a mechanical error there. That's going to stop his momentum. But actually, he's going to double back, and wow, that rail, just as he's going through the telly. dramiS looking great. Grabs the mega, ties it at 1. Solid play. Another great rail there from dramiS. Sends Effortless up the jump pad. The double back, I think he spotted him at the right time. He's going to be able to go for the LG. There's the push. A little bit of a hook. Shotgun. He's going to do it. Shoddy Pippin from beyond the arc. 2-1. dramiS takes the lead. Ooh, threading the needle through those dinosaur legs right there with that rail. Unfortunate. dramiS looking for that opening damage. Mega will go to Effortless here. Spit is gone as dramiS is working with 1 hook. Playing position on this rail.
Very slow pace. I would actually like to see more pace from Effortless at this point in time. He's playing dramiS' pace. Same way we saw Cooler earlier, just absolutely taking the map away. I feel that's what Effortless should be putting more emphasis on.
Oh, there's... Wow, I don't know how that hook actually lasted. Effortless trying to go up the jump pad, doing more damage. There's the rail, there's the rocket. The rail will miss. A little bit of splash damage from the rocket. dramiS, no!
See you later.
Down in the bayou as he joined us in the swamps here. A little bit unfortunate. A little bit erratic there. I don't think he had that last hook to try and save himself. So flies off the map, and he might do it again. There's the hook to save him this time as the LG was threatening to push him off yet again. dramiS slowing it down now, looking for the rail shot. There it is as Effortless goes up the jump pad. 50 HP, very, very weak here. Heavy's not going to be up for a while as they might meet near the power-up. dramiS trying to figure out exactly which path Effortless took. Look at that, just doing squats right now, Effortless. Trying to build up those those thick thighs, maybe? Glutes? I don't know. There it is. There's the rail up the jump pad. He's not going to be able to get the second shot off. But there's the float, maybe from the LG. The spit goes down. Effortless does get the heavy. He also gets a rail right between the eyes, goes down. That's 3-2 for dramiS. Good rail off the spawn as Effortless trying to survive with just Tri-Bolt. Taking 2 rails, very weak. Fantastic jump using that passive from Athena. He's going to be able to cut off in the banana. And Effortless goes down again. dramiS up 4-2 at the halfway mark here. Wow, what a play from dramiS there. The awareness, he can't quite hit the rail, taking a lot of damage. Needs to be careful. He's going to drop. He's going to go for it again. He's gambling it all. There's the chase. Still can't hit it. He's going to steal the heavy. And that might be good enough. And Effortless is going to give up the chase finally. Threatening there to take that frag, but dramiS somehow by the skin of his teeth surviving. Wow.
What?
Oh, no. The spit does take him out, but dramiS again with a great spawn. Effortless is quicker to get there, though, but he will miss out on the Mega. Does get the rockets and rail back. 5-3 for dramiS. And Effortless needs to be very, very careful here. Can't let it get too out of control. Both players trying to go for the glory through that hole there. There's the jump from Effortless to cut off. Looks like he missed it. And dramiS is now messing up these easy like layup rails. He needs to slow down just a little bit. That damage is going to add up, and it's very, very important.
Yeah, indeed. But Effortless, knowing the timing, needs to push hard, which he does. He meets dramiS in the hallway. Should be a dead dramiS, but that hook onto the...
Wow,
saves
man.
his life.
He's just getting a little too ballsy for my liking. I am clinched, but he's making it work. There's the rail, as the plus back won't get him out of there. The LG will melt him as Effortless comes in hot and heavy for that frag. 6-4. But dramiS is just literally putting his body between him and the dinosaur. Separating the items, needs to be careful. Here's the banana push as Effortless should get that one, and he does. Absolutely hits him with the Elmers. 6-5. Good rail off the spawn. That's going to leave dramiS so incredibly weak.
That's much better. He needs to keep this tempo up now. Needs to keep bullying his opponent. He's let dramiS get away with way too much.
The LG's going to do it. Tied up. Effortless firing back now. 6-6. He's tired of being pushed around. That dinosaur will not have it. dramiS takes the upper 50 shard in the T-Con area. Here's Effortless laying claim to his Mega. Decent rocket there as the rocket jump comes up. There's the 360 spit as Effortless trying to join FaZe Clan here. He's going to drop onto the heavy a little bit early, but it doesn't look like any kind of aggression from dramiS as he wants to slow the pace down. I think he realizes that going toe-to-toe with this stacked dinosaur is not in his best interest, although he's gotten away with it so far. Stack's about even. Here comes the play on the Mega. That's a good initial rocket, followed up by a little bit more damage. 42 HP for Effortless. He needs to be very careful. He can't really fight for this Mega at all. There's the drop down. dramiS has him pinned with the LG, and he's going to be able to take that frag.
Heavy's up though. He's not got the best spawn. He's actually running away from it. He lets dramiS get away for free. Or does he? He actually doubles back, and dramiS does not commit, which was a smart move. Misses up his jump, but Effortless is in the position to punish it. We're in for a spicy last 2 minutes here for the Effortless with a lot on the line.
A lot on the line. There's the spit, there's the missed rail. It's going to be melting him away, but the Mega is going to save dramiS' life, but he's going to jump back in the spit. Here's the rail, a little bit of rocket. Not landing a lot of damage, but staying alive, and that's the name of the game here. Effortless is so weak. There's the rail through the drive-through window. No dice, still extremely weak. Grabs a 25, no spit up. dramiS will grab the heavy. Has a slight stack advantage, but Effortless evens it out in the LG room. Now, dramiS playing super slow, trying to get the sound cues there. There's a good rail on return, might even get another one. Misses just barely. He's going to hook up and try and cut off at the Mega, but Effortless is going to be there at the jump pad. 120 left.
Nice.
Huge rocket, and the hook won't get him away. Tied at 7. Effortless looking stronger and stronger now.
long time before the item as well. Effortless should make this time count, but good rockets from dramiS. He has taken both though. Could just secure the heavy, take that, and then have an uptick in tempo. Can't let dramiS get away with anything. Nice rail. This is time to rocket jump up. Doesn't take the risk.
Instead tries to serve up something hot and fresh through the drive-through window there. Takes a rail instead, but the stack is still so good. dramiS doesn't have any armor, but the rockets raining down on Effortless after the 50 shard pickup. Stacks are about even. Missing with the rail and eating one instead, and now Effortless is in the not worst position, but worst for wear as he eats another rail. 81 HP. He might get caught out in the banana with 18 seconds left. This is looking dire now, Dan.
It's not looking good indeed, as dramiS has done a great job on the defense, but Effortless letting get away with that. I thought he could have quite easily rocket jumped up. Only 50 health to dramiS' name, and now he's very much on the back foot. There's no items up. Just needs to. This is the time to play slow. It's risky. dramiS wants to go in for the kill. Good patient rail. Effortless goes in greedily for that light, but unfortunately dramiS is messing all this up.
What a rail!
Never mind. Okay. Well, I think dramiS just got away with murder. There's no way I felt he should have won that game.
Time and time again, he kind of just dropped down, body blocked a dinosaur. He took fights that are just very unorthodox and even kind of insane, and he made it work. And knowing Effortless, that kind of adds to the, oh my god, I can't believe he's getting away with this. Surely he can't keep getting away with this. But he did, and he actually stamps it with the victory on the map as well. Huge from dramiS. Not the most calculated. I wouldn't recommend it, but it worked.
It's one way to use Athena. Fortunately for dramiS, it was uncharacteristically poor rail from Effortless. I felt that was pretty deciding. There was a number of clutch moments where he just didn't hit the shots one would expect him to. As much as we're saying this, it was all credit to dramiS to taking these aggressive posturings. Like, you can't let Effortless run the map, and he did. Like, fights like that, though, you just have no idea how he gets away with it. But either way, like, I did like the aggression from dramiS to make sure he was mitigating the stack from Effortless. But there was also times where Effortless just let dramiS get away when he should be pushing his advantage. And I don't felt he pushed it enough until the latter stages when it was almost too late.
Yeah, I feel like 8:40-ish, maybe 9 minutes in, you were calling for the rocket jump from the coach's bench. You're like, please just rocket jump up. You already railed him. You know where he is, and just it didn't come out. And that gave dramiS an opportunity to survive and live longer, and came back to haunt Effortless, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just this last shot too. Look at this. This is a pixel rail right here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Great shot.
Hey, he played it really well. I think he played quite risky, but he slowed the tempo when he needed to. He went aggressive when he needed to. He got his fair share of luck when he needed to, but he was out-aimed Effortless usually. You can see the difference there overall as well. So full credit to dramiS to come away with that. He just played really well.
Yeah, that's a big first win. Going to take that momentum, maybe even a little bit of that mind game into the next map here. As that's not who that was, as Death Knight has the hook now. But it's okay. Going into the second map here, what do we got? Ruins? Yeah, Keel and Slash. That one should be pretty good. Keel, again, absolute truck. You don't want to run into that. Slash, just up close and personal, could get melted with the pineapples, maybe even a shotgun. Already, a shotgun would chunk it, but the pineapples could really serve up some damage. They're spiky, Dan, you know? Spiky fruit. You don't want that.
Slash should have a much easier time against Keel than Athena would have had against Solag, just because, again, the speed is so much more in Slash's favor. But again, as you said, pineapples can cause a bit of havoc, they can cause chaos, and Keel's still incredibly chunky, so you still have to play smart, and it's always difficult as a light champion up against a heavy.
Yeah, I mean, the corridors on this map especially are a little bit few and far between in comparison to other maps, but mostly that T-Con area right outside of the Mega, above the rail is where you're going to see probably the positioning from the Keel, and also just down below that heavy could be a nightmare depending on how the pineapples are utilized, be it just direct damage, a little bit of area of denial kind of a thing. Because again, if you're fighting mid-fight and your LG just gets popped up because of a pineapple, that is annoying. That is something to take into consideration. I know a lot of the people out there playing always want to dunk on people and hit those full pineapples, but you'd be surprised what the splash damage can do in the middle of a fight as well.
Yeah, for sure. And as you say, just got to set up camp in those corridors, down by the heavy, up in the mega corridor. If you can catch out your slash as she's going through those areas, definitely firmly in your favor. Yeah, it's a good map for kill. You can skirt yourself away. You don't have to engage in long range battles. So you have to play smart as a slash, but it's definitely an easier life than Athena would have had.
Yep, we'll see if Effortless gets too caught up in the zoom with slash. It's very easy to do. People want to go fast, but we'll see if dramiS can take that first map victory momentum, even though he may have gotten away with one. Undecided, but we'll see if he takes that momentum into map number 2 and kind of pours it on here as we're going to get into it. Ruins of Sarnath between Effortless and dramiS. Let's get into it. Let's do it.
Fight.
Starting over on the big keel. Taking the mega, picked up his weaponry already. Where Slash is still in need of a rocket. Using his audio cues to play safe, just wants to hit a rail early on in this game. Or just take him on with the lightning up, which he does so well, but the double retaliation, the rail, 3 rails in a row. dramiS has no fear.
Oh no. And that pineapple, there it is. Didn't hit direct, but 20 damage is 20 damage. As now he's going to claim the mega. Actually, he's going to leave it up a little bit. He wants that extra 25 before he gets that full stack. I like that play. Effortless still pretty weak. Needs to be careful even though he grabbed the heavy. And is this going to be a game where dramiS just hits crazy rails on the slash and just tilts Effortless off the face of the planet? It very well could be.
I'd rather the game didn't go that way, but if it does,
I'm just saying it could go that way. Yeah.
True.
That's a good pin there. Hit him with the Elmer. 67 HP into the rail, and Effortless has a little something to say about that as he ties it at 1. Very, very fantastic play from Effortless down below. LG into the rail combination was fantastic. Give me a drink with that. Tied at 1. Grabs the heavy, and now he's waiting patiently. He's like, you're probably going to want rail. I'm going to make sure that you don't get it, but dramiS already has one.
dramiS is very early for this, but doesn't matter. He's quite happy to wait around. It's all about the slow tempo for him. He can take the items away. That's what counts. Effortless respecting the treacherous lower ground heavy area and instead favors to pick up the mega.
Ooh, good rail there returned from dramiS as Effortless opens up that one. 2 minutes in, tied at 1, slowing the pace down ever so gently. The trail is available for Effortless as he's slipping and sliding around. He does spot out dramiS as the pineapples are fired defensively in anticipation. Effortless is going to take the route down to the long jump pad. Here's the drop down shotgun out. The rocket just misses him as dramiS trying to do all the damage he can. 89 HP. Can he land anything? Pineapple's not landing. The shotgun rages on, but the shotgun from dramiS is just better. Somehow finds its mark and takes that frag, and Effortless has to be steaming after that.
He does indeed, as he also doesn't get the right spawns, and now he's taking a lot of damage. dramiS, he's more than happy now, and there's so much time before the items. He can actually go on the offensive here. But instead, he is going to go and set up camp once again. So nice and slow and methodical. Doesn't want to take any undue risks.
Grabs the heavy and makes his way over to the mega. It's not going to be up for 6 seconds, and this is going to be an interesting play here. That rocket's going to give Effortless the information. A little bit of pineapples. Fantastic rail angle from Effortless to do that damage. He does concede the mega. Sneaks on by. I think dramiS saw it. He knows something's up. There's a direct rocket. Almost hits the follow-up combination. Both players very weak as the 50 shard goes to dramiS, and the heavy might go there as well. No, he's going to opt to take both of those rather than take the fight. Heavy goes to Effortless. That's going to be big.
Yeah, but he has to get out cleanly. The challenge is how do you deal damage to dramiS, because he's playing so slow and careful. You can see as soon as he picks it up, he goes the safest route possible to the next item. And he's quite happy to wait around for the 10-15 seconds for it. Because if dramiS comes in, if Effortless comes in here, he's more than happy to take a fight in this kind of close combating scenario. And dramiS knows where Effortless is. He knows what's up. And 2 big rockets. Maybe the rail wasn't the best, but either way, he's done the damage.
That's such a good rail from Effortless. Almost hits the second one as he's fighting out of the corner, quite literally, but that rail tracks him down. dramiS gets the frag. Effortless doing such a good job of trying to fight out of the corner, but just didn't have enough HP, didn't have the stack. dramiS tracks him down, adds to his body count. Needs to be very careful not to get floated. Luckily, that ledge breaks his fall as dramiS. Could have been really, really destroyed there. And these rails are actually doing some toll. There it is!
Oh.
Takes his toll as Effortless hits that clutch rail, grabs the heavy, almost gets one off the spawn as well. And dramiS needs to be careful not to just give away free frags here. Slash is slipping and sliding. She can get away very easy.
Yeah, but as long as he's taking away these items, he's done his job. Effortless can't take any close combat engagements. He has to play the range game, and at the minute, he's not even really winning that as hard as he should or wants to. That's nice though, but again, a risky rail, overexposing himself, and dramiS gets a good frag just before the heavy. He's actually doubled back a bit too long, doesn't pick up the heavy, and that's going to make him pay as Effortless does skirt in and hit that rail.
Halfway through here, battle over the Mega. Whoa, no, Effortless. dramiS trying to whip out that gauntlet and stand his ground, and Effortless says, I'm good. Ties it at 4, now he has the opportunity to take a big lead here. But dramiS does get in on that rail rather quickly. Did miss out on an LG, doesn't really have anything except for a machine gun and rail to his name. He's gonna grab a shotgun. Effortless setting up shop down at the heavy. And his stack looking pretty good. I mean, even with that, it's about even. Just based off that, the rail is going to be the deciding factor there. So Effortless, does he make a push for this? I don't think he should. The Mega goes dramiS' way, almost hits with that rail. And oh no, he doubles back into another one. Needs to be super careful now, but dramiS knows. Does eat one, might eat another. Jump shot, not going to land. There's the finger, but there's the pineapple!
No. He should be closing the gap and taking the LG fights like that, because dramiS didn't have one. Unfortunately, confidence in his rail, and dramiS is just responding in kind. He's actually hitting more rail against Slash. Absolutely crazy, and taking all the items to boot.
I thought that was the opening for Effortless. He put on the afterburners, and then it was a little bit of hocus pocus as dramiS was like speed bump and absolutely obliterates him with the citrus. 6-4 has the lead. Still time though. There's always still time, Dan, as Effortless, the speedy girl he is on the Slash, lets him jump by. There's a little bit of LG. I think he's lacking rockets. No, he just decided not to use the rockets. A pop, lock, and drop it would have been great right there, but nevertheless, the Mega will go to dramiS. Is he not afraid to aggress? Stack or no stack, doesn't matter. dramiS is going to take fights when he wants to.
Oh, lovely rocket. Good retaliation rail, but he's done the damage. And Effortless is just, for me now, not putting enough emphasis on items. He's doing damage in and around them, but he doesn't feel like he has a plan or a strategy on how to capitalize upon that damage. That's nice. Now, if he can get the finish, he needs to be pushing his advantage. There's not a lot of time left. There's only 2 frags in it, though. So can't afford to give away another one to dramiS.
dramiS gets so much mileage out of that. Really making Effortless work, but he does capitalize and get the frag. He's just very weak. He can't really take that. Takes a rail angle, eats a little bit of machine gun damage, and Effortless is so weak. And again, the problem with, you know, the heavy champ respawning is the natural stack is just so gigantic. Effortless has a huge mountain to climb already.
Yeah, but there's plenty of time, and I would like to see him using the speed more to get in and out mid-range, rather than just solely playing the rail game. Because at the moment, he's not coming out on top of the rail game.
2 minutes left, just under here is dramiS. Waiting a little bit, might even be baiting.
Delaying, yeah, he is. And you can see this is the tempo he's playing. He hasn't got a rocket though, so this is a window of opportunity for him. And he's actually just, yeah, chilling, delaying, waiting time. Effortless, I think he heard that, so...
Oh, they know. They're on to each other here. This is fantastic as dramiS is like, nope, it's too quiet. I'm going to take the stairs. Now he has the sound cue, knows exactly where he is. And ooh, that rocket gave him away. Didn't do the most damage, but Effortless knows he's onto him. Clean Mega. Rotating into the heavy. This could be the fight. That's a bad start for Effortless, and he can't aggress through that. Now he's going to leave up the heavy, and dramiS is just waiting. He's just reading Effortless really well, using the sound cues, not rushing anything. He knows he's up by 1 minute left. All the pressure's on Effortless here to make a move.
Absolutely. Has to be the right move, though, obviously. And dramiS hasn't got a rocket, though. But the query is, this is the only area where he feels safe. And if Effortless pushes in, which he should know exactly what's going on, there's plenty of areas to get out, plenty of information, and he can just go and hold another choke point.
He's waiting on this heavy. That's going to burn at least another 10 seconds, leaving him 20 seconds at best to try and get this tying frag. And this is all in. This is it. He's hedging his bets right here on this heavy. I hope it's worth it. There's one pineapple giving away his position, and now it's just zoom, zoom. There's the trail. He's got to try and get this. He'll pop over, and now the escape from dramiS. There's the rail to stop him. Pineapple's exploding out of his chest, and there's the LG up the jump pad, and that's going to be enough to put him on the back foot, put dramiS over the top, 7-5, and he did it again, Dan.
He did it again. He did exactly what he needed to do to win that game, playing a heavy champion against Slash. Just don't overexpose yourself. Play simple, play slow. Do exactly what you said, 40. Just camp out down in the heavy. You know, set up your campfire, get out your marshmallows, and if you want to come fight, I'll meet you here.
Yeah. You know? I mean, that victory's definitely going to leave him pitching a tent for sure. As he's up 2-0, he takes the set. Is he going to get the clean sweep? I mean, that is going to be very, very crucial to the seeding near the bottom here, as these kind of 4 players are hovering around 8 map wins before this set broke out. Zanaku again taking his series earlier 2-1, putting him at 8 as well. And if it's a clean sweep, it's going to be a tie, and then you get into all sorts of voodoo to see who actually gets down to relegation.
I felt that Effortless didn't change strategy for me. He just wanted to play that rail game, and he was hitting a decent amount, but so was dramiS. I felt like I would love to have seen more Lightning Gun come out, and he also gave up the map a little bit too easy. Yes, it's incredibly scary to go toe-to-toe with a Keel when you're a Slash, but at the same time, he's also quite slow to get around the map, so you could cut him off as he's trying to get up from the heavy to the mega. You should stop that rotation. But dramiS had too much of an easy time to pick up both items, and that made his life even easier to play the style he wanted to play in that slow game. So he did exactly what he needed to do, and it did work for him, and he did extremely well.
Yeah, and just, you know, the time taken away, that last heavy eating away at the chunk of time kind of left Effortless in a position where he just had to push regardless of what was going to happen. That was it. That was the all-in. He's like, I'm going to take this heavy. I have to take this fight whenever I see him. And unfortunately for Effortless, the positioning by dramiS was just too easy. You know, come up the jump pad, easy LG, 7-5 for dramiS. He takes the set in 2. Still have the third map, and it is crucial regardless of the set outcome. Maps are what matter as we take a look at the stats for dramiS. I think dramiS is playing really well. Like you said, he's doing everything he needs. That first one was just so close. The second one was a little more convincing, although the openings were there for Effortless. But we'll see how it goes on the third.
Yeah, the first one was so close. I mean, I said he had no right to win that, and that wasn't because he played bad. It's because he did some crazy stuff to make it happen. And for me, his aim is looking really strong, and that's been one of the deciding factors. Is that you would often say Effortless had a slightly stronger aim, but it hasn't been today, and he's been trying to rely on it. So we definitely want to see Effortless just play a bit more of a simple game, work the items more, because at the moment dramiS has had the aim game and the item game in his favor.
Yeah, and he's going to carry that momentum into the third map. Effortless needs to do his best to just brush that off and try and get at least one map. Chat, give him your energy. If you're an Effortless fan, even if you're not, give him your energy. It all comes down to this. This map is going to be huge, and it's going to be Molten. It's going to be Scale versus Nyx, and Effortless is going to be on the Nyx. I think that lends him to play the hit and run with the rail. Also, he can get up close and personal, try and chunk with the shotgun, and hit that panic button and phase shift out of there if things get too hairy, but it's all a matter of how he uses it and if he has it available.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be scary for him again. I don't want him to retreat too much into himself. You can do that playing a Nyx. You can feel just confident in your ability to escape death the whole time. But again, going up against a heavy champion, the same way we saw dramiS on map 1, you need to keep on top of that stack. Otherwise, the scale bearer will run riot.
Yeah, definitely the name of the game is trying to get as clean a kill as possible so you can have that stack to try and fend off an oncoming scale bearer with the bull rush off the spawn, because he's a thick boy, that intergalactic warlord. But it's time. Why don't we hop into Molten Falls? This is going to be map number 3 of the set between dramiS and Effortless. A lot on the line for these players in terms of seeding moving forward into the Stage 1 finals. And this is it. We're going to tie this one up here. Third map, and we're live.
Starting over on dramiS, having picked up that heavy, waiting for this rail. He knows there's some shenanigans going up, so that's why he bull rushes through. The trap semi-works, but now he's taken too much damage. Effortless needs to retreat. Does hold on to the Ghost Walk though, so small victory for him.
But even on the way out, dramiS somehow lands a rail. So he's so good at hitting these smaller champs, it's like it doesn't even matter. Pinpoint precision here. So Effortless does gain the Mega, looking for that opening rail to try and get an advantage. Ghost Walk is available, as is the Bull Rush for dramiS. Good positioning here from Effortless. I like the middle of the map. A lot of sound cues, a lot of ability to kind of rotate between the items as you see fit.
Yeah, and that's where you need to be as an X for sure, is playing that middle ground, that high ground. Needs to get that rocket, trying to work out where his opponent is. He's going to sneak back around to the heavy, but they're both fully aware of roughly where each other are. You can see them looking. Effortless hits the rail, but straight up the jump pad, he's going to be forced to pick up the Ghost Walk. He's going to go for this Mega. dramiS does hear it, but they both come out relatively similar stacks overall. Now there's no Ghost Walk.
Oh! There's the shotgun around the corner, using that wall jump to get a little bit of elevation and throw dramis's aim off. But Effortless had to work so hard. Look at the stack right off the spawn. dramis's can just jump right into the fray. There's a bull rush. I don't know if he hit a wall or canceled on purpose, but good rail from Effortless there as he's positioned properly just in case. And the Mega's right on time.
But it's good to see Effortless posturing aggressively. He's taken that choke point fight a couple of times in the first 2 minutes, so it's exactly what he needs to be doing. He's also bought enough time for the Ghost Walk to come off cooldown. Good item split as well, so he has at least one major item to fall back on. You don't need to take both of them as a light, as long as you're pressuring the one you're not taking.
He's right on time for this heavy. Does he know it? There it is. He sees it, but he knows that dramiS is nowhere to be found as he plays off the sound keys, looking for some damage. Nice. There's a good rail for that Mega. Almost another one. Almost. So close. Lines it up, just barely missing that shoulder pad.
It's also delaying the heavy a lot. Effortless, I mean, dramiS might have just heard that, but either way, I like that play from Effortless to go aggressive and to fall back on the items.
dramiS somehow hitting a rail again. Make that 2. A lot of LG coming out from Effortless, but dramiS doing the damage as well. Just hitting these 90s, stacking them up.
Also, the delay means Effortless should be able to get across to the heavy in time, so good split that went on them.
Good rail as well, forcing dramiS out.
Could go aggressive on the Ghost Walk if he needs to, but might be just content to bully his opponent across the map. Use those sound cues.
Oh, just missing out on that. Ooh, that rocket's big. There's the wall jump into the bull rush, and this is crazy. Somehow steals the Mega, and that's huge. 2-0 for Effortless. Really well played there to kind of delay his landing, throwing off dramiS just a little bit there, using that Nyx passive. He's also going to Ghost Walk onto the heavy. But now it's needs to be careful. dramiS could drop down. There's a great LG in the rail. Somehow, dramiS hits a rail, but Effortless coming out on top with multiple rails there. dramiS really, really weak. Bull Rush is available, and he just burns it right off the spawn.
Looking so much more confident at Molten. Nyx definitely thrives on this map, and this is exactly the way I would like to have seen him playing last map on the Slash, just more efficient with his damage. And playing the items much, much more effectively.
Yeah, drops in on that heavy right in time. Has the Ghost Walk available again. Huge stack as well, and he's just utilizing the rail really well. Keep your distance, keep getting these rails. There's the Bull Rush, and somehow, oh, he gets it at the last second and finally pops the Ghost Walk. dramiS is going to be able to steal away that Mega and actually get that frag because the LG was out. That hurts.
Might have got the frag, but yeah, just didn't check his ammo.
Oh no, the rail. And he drops down in and gives dramiS another shot.
Oh, greedy that time, but pressure on dramiS to hit both, and he coughs up.
dramiS doing a great job. He's been hitting rails like that all day. You gotta wonder what Effortless was thinking. He was weak, to be fair, and Effortless saw the advantage. He wanted to take it. There's the Bull Rush around the corner. A little bit preemptive as he hurt him, but 2-2 is not where we thought we would be 5 minutes in here. Very, very close game.
This game's just done a 180. First 5 minutes was all Effortless. Now suddenly he finds himself on the back foot with no items to work with. A fully stacked scale bearer. Let's see how he can respond, because dramiS should not be letting go the pace at this point in the game.
Does have the bull rush available yet again. Heavy's going to be up in 6. As Effortless taking position near the LG, trying to take a pot shot with that rail. Tri-bolt instead. Rail for his trouble. Make that 2 as he just overstays his welcome. The tri-bolt's not going to get you what you want. Does pepper in a little bit of damage, but dramiS comes out on top and grabs the heavy. And Effortless just has a massive stack to overcome again. Is the bull rush going to come out for the mega from dramiS? He sees it, he eyes it. There it is, just a little bit too late, but there's a huge boop, and the ghost walk finally comes out from Effortless.
Did quite a lot of damage there. Yes, he took a lot in his turn, but he's going to meet here in the corridor. That's not going to go his way. Took his lacked concentration for half a second, then falls into his doom, and that's the problem with the Nyx. You can't play careless even for a split second, because if you're caught out, that's what happens.
Still a time though. 3:30 left for 2 frags. He's got to play it perfectly, like you said. He's got to play it clean. There's the rail and the bull rush, but he knows that mega was gone, so wisely doesn't want to overextend. dramiS takes his leave, grabs the 50 shard, and just gets out, and he can kind of start easing into, ever so slowly, this defensive style of game.
Exactly. Now the pressure's definitely on Effortless to get back into this game.
Good
That's
rails.
a good start. No bull rush as well, so can go aggressive, which he does. Nice
Really good
catch
trap
as well.
there. Fantastic from Effortless. Right before the mega as well. That's going to be huge. Oh, the bull rush,
oh,
the
no!
doorway. Oh, that's Scale's biggest enemy is those doorways, those broad shoulders, just like you, Dan. Can't get through, and that's going to cost him 4-4, 230 left, and Effortless is now in the driver's seat. So much LG from dramiS off the spawn, though. Needs to be careful. 2 seconds to the mega. There's the drop from the Intergalactic Warlord. The rockets won't land. dramiS just getting melted with the LG, but he runs out again, but the swap to rail will land this time. Effortless takes the lead, 5-4.
Just in the nick of time. This might be a challenging heavy, but with the Ghost Walk, he's confident to go in. Hits through. Could he hit a third? Bull rush just straight through nowhere.
So much damage coming out from Effortless, and he's going to try and go for the preparation a little bit.
Nice.
No preparation for him, unfortunately, but he does grab the frag, 6-4, looking stronger as he grabs the mega as well. A little bit of preparation age, maybe? I don't know, Dan. Minute 40 left, 2 frag lead. This is exactly what Effortless needs. Needs to try and get those vials so he can have the panic button just in case, but as I said about dramiS earlier, now Effortless is in kind of control and able to play that passive play. Look at that rocket to rail combo. Aggressive ghost walk onto the mega. Does steal it away, needs to be careful. There's no need to fight at all, and he knows that. So with a minute 10 left, Effortless could be wall jumping his way to a map victory, which is going to be crucial. Ooh, that LG.
That's an unfortunate
wow.
move.
That was a thing of beauty. It really was. Probably unintentional, but I love it anyway. Good damage. And he'll get another one. Added on, DJ Khaled, another one, 8-4, and dramiS is going to fall short of the 3-0. Great air rocket as well. The LG's going to melt, and there's the rail. Misses with the ghost walk just in the nicks of time here. He's going to get away. Time ticking, but I think this one is pretty much over, Dan.
Yeah, this one is very much over. And it was a good display by Effortless. I felt a bit worried in the middle game when dramiS took control that he may go a bit too defensive and give free maps to dramiS, similar to how we saw in game 2, but he didn't. He kept the pressure on. He made sure he went aggro, and he played very, very well. It definitely helped that this game he was hitting an awful lot more, but we definitely saw a much better mix in strategy and weapon choice in his aggressive plays. So just a lot more comfortable than he looked on map 2.
Yeah, and I mean for Effortless specifically, I mean you got to give him credit because a lot of the time we come on here and we kind of say, "Oh, he tilted, he had the lead, he lost it," but he actually the adaptation mid game was fantastic. He kind of gave it away a little bit, but he took a deep breath, he came back, he finished out strong, and that's going to be huge. Again, every map counts going into the Stage 1 finals. This one's going to be a huge one for Effortless. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but it's big. He needed this for sure.
100%, and sets him well because when he plays as consistent as he does on map 3, he looks great. There was definitely some errors in maps 1 and 2. Probably could have just played a simpler item-based game. Either way, dramiS played tip-top today. Some of the best I've seen from him all stage long in terms of just aim and general strategy. So it was a hard task, and it was close games throughout pretty much.
Yeah, really, really close set. Fantastic work by dramiS. That's going to be big going into the bye week and then Stage 1 finals. You want that confidence, last-minute practice coming out. You want to be on your game. Again, as we get closer and closer and the seedings shake out, make sure you're following the Twitter account of Quake, the official one, and also on Twitch. You make sure you hit that follow button, but also PGL's website for all of the coverage, quake.pglesports.com. That'll be all the seedings, all the map breakdowns, all the piles of money that these guys are fighting for every map. And yeah, it's going to be huge, man. This is crunch time for all of these players. We still got a whole lot of Quake action going on, but again, shouts to Effortless, that one map. You may not think it goes a long way, chat, but it will. I promise you. dramiS takes the set victory. Hats off to him, but Effortless does what he needs to put a map on the board, and that's going to go a very, very long way. And it's always good to see NA boys step up their game. I mean, I know Rafa in his interviews has been talking about how all of NA has been stepping up, playing better and better week in, week out. And that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see that ramp up in play as we get closer to the finals.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone today has put in a performance they should feel worried about going into the finals for. Everyone stepped up their game in some way, shape, or form. So it's only going to bode well for that final stage.
Yeah.
As another Death Knight comes out.
I mean, he's the MVP, right?
Always.
Death Knight POV, why not? But I think on that note, we're about halfway through, Dan. We still got 3 big sets coming up on the last 2. DJ Weed is going to join us as always, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Shave, grab snacks, do whatever you need to do. We'll be right back with more of Sparty's POV after this.